Get and welcome to Sweet Bee. This is our live stream series highlighting artists in and around our area. I'm Mike Bennett, and we're in downtown Winston-Salem at Professor B Studios. Tonight, we have what I've learned to be is a multifaceted, talented individual joining us. I'm very excited to get into the conversation. So without any further delay, please help me welcome to the show, Sydney Rose. Hi.
Hi.
So we were talking a little before, and I literally want to jump right into this because there's no way I can get this all into 15 minutes, and there's things we have to get to.
Yeah.
As I was preparing to chat with you, I discovered a multitude of things, and it started with you're the co-owner of a Disney princess event company?
Yes.
But before you explain, you're also fascinated with and currently studying criminal justice.
Exactly.
But also do the music thing and are in, like, high school?
Yep.
Is that okay?
That is exactly it. That is me.
How? Like, how? And let's take them a piece at a time. So, like, let's start with the Disney princess thing, because that's, you say you can't go anywhere or do anything without in some way being compared to or called.
Exactly.
So where did it start? When did you decide to embrace it? And what's the company thing look like?
You know, okay, so I started this business with my friend when we were 12. And so, yeah, I went to my first birthday party and I was like, this is so much fun. So we started doing it more and more and it got bigger and bigger.
Gotcha.
And during my first volleyball season, when I started playing volleyball.
Wasn't even on the list, but yeah.
Yeah, I started spinning around on the court and they called me, you know.
Gotcha.
The princess.
Right.
And then soccer, I was too graceful for the soccer field.
All right.
Yeah, and so I just decided that, you know, I would just be the princess.
Yeah.
I like princesses. I like Disney. I like princesses.
Just embrace it.
Yeah, and music too. They call me the princess.
Okay, so and I want to get back around to that, but I want to do that when we talk about the projects you're working on right now, because then, if I understand correctly, there's a bit of a connection to at least part of it, if not all of it. Okay, so from that, criminal justice.
That, if music doesn't work out for me, hunting down serial killers is it.
Okay.
That is.
That like, was I'm not one, so I shouldn't be scared, but like that's.
You know, I mean.
Yeah.
Roll
with it.
Yeah, that's actually the first thing I was interested in before music. Criminals and criminology and profiling.
Okay. I hesitate to ask, but where did that come from?
It's a good question. I have no idea. I just
woke
up, yeah.
I was like somebody in the family was a
law
enforcement, or
Definitely
there was
not.
Okay, all right.
Definitely not.
Okay. Definitely not. All right, so then I won't ask the other half of that question. Okay, so then we go from that, and now you're balancing. I mean, with the criminal justice thing, you're doing dual enrollment right now, and you're balancing those two worlds, as also an entrepreneur, and you're doing the music thing. Mm-hmm. How do you find the balance? Because you seem like you juggle it pretty well. How do you find the balance between those worlds? And is it seasonal where different ones are more active than others, or is it pretty even across the board?
So it actually is really interesting that you asked that. The princess party stuff, that's more of a fall-winter type of thing. During the summer, it's not really active, probably because of pool parties.
Right.
So music seems to be a spring, summer, fall, and then princess party is, fall, winter. So it's not, I don't feel too crazy. But there's also the fact, or the thing that I get bored really easily. And if I'm not doing anything and I don't have a lot of things during the day, I just don't do anything.
Right.
And I turn my mind to mush. So I need a lot of things to do and think about.
I can appreciate that. I get that, as some of the people in the room will attest to. I understand that.
Yeah.
So as you're working on these things and you're getting more and more serious about the music thing, and you started, was it 2018 when you kind of decided it was kind of, not that's when you started, but that was kind of the establishment of I'm going to do this professionally?
Exactly.
Okay. So from hitting the ground just a couple of years ago to now, you've released a number of albums, been on a couple of shows. I've seen some of the interview stuff and some of the clips and things like that. But you're currently working on 2 projects that you're releasing. Are they overlapping, or are these at different points this year? Because I know one's like spring and then one's spring,
Yeah.
maybe summer.
Yes.
So is one an intro to the other, or are they separate entities?
They're separate. It's kind of the next single I'm releasing is kind of like the waiting period between the one I just released and this EP that I'm going to
So is there a
release.
narrative that connects
No.
those? Okay, you said waiting period. I didn't know if that was
Yeah. No, just
okay.
to keep people interested.
Gotcha. Good call.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the single. Kind of where it come from, inspiration. What's
So-
it without giving too much away.
Yeah,
If you want to wait for that, but what's it about? What's it like?
So the single is called "Waiting on You," and it's kind of like a breakup song. It's talking about waiting at the end of the driveway for this person to come
Okay.
back, and you don't know when they're going to come back. You're just waiting there. It talks about like being ready for a date, like red lipstick, the black dress, all of that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's just about a breakup.
So that's interesting because the project that follows is called Mixtape.
Yes.
How did and this is kind of like an old man comment, but like how did mixtapes even get on your radar? Because people don't really do that anymore.
Which is exactly why
Okay.
I would love to do something called mixtape, because people my age don't do mixtapes for their boyfriend and girlfriends anymore.
Right.
And they don't even think about that, but I think that's like super romantic and really cute and fun. And also I write a lot of sad songs. And
Okay.
yeah, recently I've been a little bit happier and writing happy songs, love
Good for
songs.
you. That's good.
Yes. And so I thought it would be really fun to have release something with a bunch of those.
Okay, so
songs.
you approach it. It's called Mixtape, and as I understand, there's a track on here. Here's kind of where I want to circle back to the Princesses conversation, because if my reading was correct, there's one on there called Prince Charming as
Yes.
well, and I mean that's an obvious nod. So how much of this fantasy princess love story kind of world blended with, I know you said the single's not connected, but to do essentially a breakup or post-breakup song leading into something that's a mixtape style album or EP, how much of that, like, is there a balance between the two? Is there a kind of an overarching story from beginning to end with the mixtape thing, or is it more individual pieces of what maybe one day would be a larger project?
That's actually very interesting, and that's something I haven't necessarily thought of.
Oh, well, let's think of it now.
Yeah, let's think of that. So Waiting on You, I think that when I envision that, it's kind of dress and princessy.
Right.
You know, like suitcases and the lipstick and the heels. And then there's a song that will be on mixtape called Prince Charming. And it has a lot of lyrics from Disney songs in it, like Part of Your
nice.
World and A Whole New World.
Gotcha.
And things like that. And those songs actually sound very similar, so that wasn't necessarily a conscious thing that I did.
Right.
But it's definitely something that could be traced back. But that's
Interesting.
something I didn't think of doing.
Yeah. Well, it's, just reading up on it, but obviously it's not out, so not being able to hear it yet, but listening to some of your other music, and you've even talked about this, you talked about this in another interview that I listened to, where you would be out with a friend or with people and somebody would tell a story and you would immediately be like, that sounds like a good song, and go home and write that song.
Yes.
So the influence and the kind of that community aspect of influences into your writing and stuff like that is obvious, but if I may, you're also a very visual songwriter. It's very descriptive, and even to hear you talk about your songs, like you talk about, waiting on, and you talk about like, and it's specifically this color of lipstick, and it's this dress, and there's suitcases, and it paints a picture which is very Disney.
Thank you. Yeah.
And so the influences are obviously there, but when you get to something like a mixtape, like the essence of a mixtape, as I understand it, is songs that tell a story that means something to the person who made it and the person that receives it, that everybody else might not necessarily get. So is there some kind of subtext or anything to it as far as how you're approaching this project, or is it more, this is a mixtape style thing for everybody? So is there some subtext there, that like inside jokes that only you're going to get and the people that know, or is it just kind of the theme that you're basing the EP around?
Well, so I wouldn't say that there's any inside jokes or anything like that. I just talked to my mom about mixtape. Like we had that idea together. We were just sitting and talking about.
How did that go? We'll get back to the other, but how'd that come about?
So I was scrolling through a social media app and I saw this thing. It was said, why
That
do
was
people...
a kind way to say, I'm going to say an app that you're not going to know because you're old. That's what that,
No,
for anybody
no.
who's listening, that's what that, but go ahead, that's fine. I appreciate that, go ahead.
And it said, like, people don't make mixtapes for their boyfriends or girlfriends anymore. Why don't we do that? And I showed my mom, and she was like, yeah, why don't we do that? And I was like, I can do that with my own songs that I write. And mixtape was, I wrote that specifically with the EP in mind, not necessarily. Yeah, it wasn't.
So it started with that song.
Yeah.
And then how many, so your EP is going to be how many?
4.
4 songs. Okay, so did the other 3 come out of that title track, or were they already ones that were kind of on the radar that just made sense?
Yeah, I had already written those a while ago at different points, like I just pulled them together to go with mixtape. Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I do want to, obviously we're going to hear you play in a minute, and I don't want to talk too much about the songs that you're going to play because you're going to do that. But there's a number of places, if I understand correctly, where people can find you online, whether it's social media's website, live shows, that kind of stuff. Is there anything you've got coming up that you can tell people, like, because once they hear you, hopefully they'll want to come and support you.
Yeah.
And if they can't come, then support you by way of social medias and keeping an eye out for the projects. When are those two, the single and the EP, coming out?
The single will probably be sometime this spring, soon, and the EP will be spring, summer.
Okay, so both this year and both
this year.
kind of front
Close.
half-ish
Yes.
of this year. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And how will people know when those are out? Where can they find you?
My Instagram and my Facebook. My Instagram is Sydney Rose Wray, and then my Facebook is Sydney Rose Wray or Sydney Rose Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Ray, it's W-R-A-Y, just for anybody trying to, I mean, people are savvy, they can search and find it, but just for ease and clarity. So, any website or streaming anywhere, or anywhere people can hear your stuff?
My website is sydneyrosewray.com.
Awesome.
So everything will be up on there soon.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we're going to take a really quick break and be back with a couple of live songs. Please, please, please go find the socials, the website, and be on the lookout. Do you do calendar dates and stuff? Sorry,
I do.
meant to ask that. Okay,
Yes.
Are those on both?
They're on everything.
Okay, fantastic. Watch out for some shows. Go check her out live. Go support her. And we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with some live music from Sydney Rose. Thank you so much.
I've got 2 songs I'm going to play for you. This first one is called I Hope You're Reading This Now, and it's basically just a letter to people who've hurt me and things that they've said to me. And I've always wondered why we say, don't let them see you cry and don't let them have power over you. Why can't we let them know that they did have power over us, the past us, and that they did make us cry. So I hope you like this. Now. It's the person who isn't who they say they are, to the ones who turn around and gossip about me, and you who I used to look up to, to all who enjoyed watching me fall. Is this song good enough for you now? How's it feel to have power over the past me? What's it like to know you made a little girl cry? What'd you think when you said those things you said to me? Well, I'm giving you the fame you wanted, renown. Oh, I hope you're reading this now. How's it feel to have power over the past me? What's it like to know you made a little girl cry? How's it feel to have power over the past me? What's it like to know you made a little girl cry? What'd you think when you said those things you said to me? Well, I'm giving you the fame you wanted. I wanna say thank you. Also, I forgive you. You made me who I am. I hope you're reading this now. Thank y'all. All right, so this next one is called Why? And it's basically just about people having things to say about love, young love specifically, thinking that it won't last and that they're just going to hurt each other. Why can't we just love? Why can't you just let them love? Little girl looking down at her glass-shattered heart. Little boy chasing shadows, wishing they were her. Praying every day on their knees to be together. He hear the stars call their names each night. Everybody says that they can't know love, but they both know they're the only ones who really understand. Would you stop the world from turning around? Catch a bird from the sky, say you're gonna help it fly. Oh, oh. Felt a bullet in your hand to put the gun to your heart. So why would you stop love? Why? See each other from across a crowded room. Time slows, they don't talk, but they're still trading hearts. It don't matter how many months you try to put in between them. Two souls lost in love always find the way back. Try to pull them apart, say you're gonna get hurt, but they never hurt each other. It's only you. Would you stop the world from turning around? Catch a bird from the sky, say you're gonna help it fly. Oh, oh. Hold a bullet in your hand to put the gun to your heart. So why would you stop love? Why? Would you stop the world from turning around? Catch a bird from the sky, say you're gonna help it fly. Oh, hold a bullet till you're gonna put the gun to your heart. So why would you stop love? Why would you stop love? Why? Thank you.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much for coming and doing the show. One more time, where can everybody find you? Socials, website, all that stuff.
My Instagram is Sydney Rose Wray, Ray with a W. My Facebook is Sydney Rose Music or Sydney Rose Wray. And my website is sydneyroseray.com.
Thank you again for
Thank
doing the
you.
show. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back with another one in 2 weeks. We'll see you then. Have a good night.